Coors Brewery, Golden, Colorado.
Thanks for joining us today on Western Outdoorsman. We're going to sail off the California cliffs on hang gliders and meet an expert, a world's record holder in the sport. Producer Glenn Lau guides us to a lake in Utah where record-sized trout are waiting to be caught. And you'll learn something about the exciting rodeo sport of barrel racing. It's all coming your way right after this message.
Taste the high country. Taste the high country.
There's a place where eagles speak and the sunrise slides from peak to peak, where the air is crisp and the water's clear, and there's just one beer that's brewed up here.
Taste the high country. Taste the high country. Taste the high country. Taste Coors.
Once you taste the high country, no downstream beer will do. Coors is brewed with pure Rocky Mountain spring water and its own special high country barley.
It's no downstream beer.
It's no city beer.
It's Coors.
Taste the high country. Climb up to Coors.
A gaggle of gliders. That's one way to describe the spectacle of hang gliders you can see at a special bluff on the California coast. Let's head there now. You can't help but do a double take when you watch the hang gliding enthusiasts at Torrey Pines, California, and see Steve Huckert take his dog Max for a ride. The Dalmatian and Steve get along just fine as they sail over the 350-foot high cliffs, soaring on the updrafts and thermals. Steve is a hang gliding instructor, but when he and Max go flying, it's just for the fun of it. And it's our way of introducing you to the sport. This is a bird's eye view of what the pilot's sensations are, looking down from these delicate flying machines just before a belly landing. Steve and Max are A-OK. They know what they're doing. And so does this more serious flyer suspended beneath his moth-like yellow hang glider. He's George Worthington, highly respected by his youthful peers.
George is a fun person to be with and a lot of fun to fly with. He's good and competitive, and it makes you feel good if you can out-thermal him, which isn't easy.
And he's an amazing, amazing old guy. Strong as an ox. You watch him come up the hill. Takes him less time, half the time of me. It's an incredible fellow. Good pilot, real good pilot.
I read his articles all the time in Hang Gliding magazine. He's always got good things to say. He's very positive.
He's not only positive in his flying, but holds 7 of the 8 possible world records in the sport.
He tends to project more of a respectable image than a lot of us do.
George Worthington is 60 years old. He took up the sport just 5 years ago. This 21-year veteran naval aviator is on a personal quest for perfection. George's quest for records and recognition has been important to him. However, he has not sacrificed safety for glory.
A number of years ago, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, we had young daredevils more in the sport than we have now, and they were making their own gliders, and it was a totally different scene than it is today. Today, all the gliders that you see here are manufactured by hang glider manufacturers, and they have reputations to protect, and they put great quality into their machines, and the machines are just tremendous. You know, they're tremendously safe and trustworthy, and we may have 10 or 12,000 flights here a year, and we very seldom have anybody hurt. Very, very seldom.
At age 55, Worthington was looking for a new excitement after his retirement from the Navy in San Diego.
I happened to see a hang glider shop as I was shopping for flowers for my wife Nancy, and went in and talked to the proprietor, and he turned out to be somebody that I felt I could trust, and so I reversed 3 years of solid commitment not to ever hang glide. And talking with him, I changed my mind and said, yeah, it can be done, because he looked like he could do it right. Training is really excellent today, but it's done on a commercial basis. We have instructors throughout the United States, and they are very professional, and the instructor that instructed me is still in business and turning out hundreds and hundreds of pilots every year. I think training in a hang glider is safer than training on skis. I try to fly as much as possible, if possible every single day, because it's really like getting insurance. I find that if I take 30 days off or 60 days off, I might come down here and forget to hook in or something like that.
He quickly mastered both the fixed-wing foot-launched glider and the flexed-wing Regalo hang glider, which we see here. Worthington, a perfectionist, went on to become the best there is. In the world record books, he has climbed to 11,700 feet for the altitude record. That's more than 2 miles up. He has glided on thermals to a record 95 miles for the distance crown, and holds titles in several other specialized glider categories. Worthington's not finished yet. He's working on the flex-wing distance record now. And through it all, he has taken time to write a book about his search for world records.
I don't feel like a bird. I feel privileged to be in something where I'm so much out in the elements, where I can feel through my body the control input and the control of the glider responding to every muscle, which is nice. But the thing I love most about it is the challenge. You know, if somebody else can do it, then I can do it, and if they can do it, I can go up and try to do it a little bit better. The challenge is really very exciting.
The purest experience you can conceive. It's total oneness with nature, oneness with the environment. You depend entirely upon yourself. There are no other factors. It's you and your judgment and your wings and the sky. It's an incomparable feeling.
Speaking of records, producer Glenn Lau knows of a western lake where trophy trout are lurking. We'll go there right after this message.